Her message hit my phone while I was wiping down the kitchen counter. An ordinary motion, a quiet evening, nothing dramatic. Don't stress, it's just an innocent girl's trip. Heart. The heart at the end felt like an insult. My thumb hovered above the screen. No trembling, no heat rising under the skin. Just a cold, immediate understanding, like stepping onto a floor you were certain was solid, only to feel it collapse. I typed slowly. Hope you and Kevin enjoy the island. I sent it. Put the phone face down on the counter. Listened to the soft hum of the refrigerator as if it were responding for her. 10 seconds, 20, 30. Then the vibration started. First a message, then a call, then another, the rhythm turning frantic. I didn't answer. I let the phone buzz against the granite until the sound felt like her pulse cracking open through the plastic. Somewhere above me, the house exhaled. Or maybe I did. Hard to tell. I walked to the window, watched the streetlights cut the night into thin, sharp pieces. Her voice kept spilling out in missed call alerts, desperate, confused, exactly the way I had imagined she would sound once the illusion shattered. She hadn't even checked in at the resort yet. Good. Panic works best on an empty stomach. And fear? Fear hits hardest when the person who's supposed to love you suddenly goes silent. I waited, listened, breathed. A calm, practiced stillness settling over me. The kind that comes only after weeks of suspicion sharpening itself quietly beneath your ribs. Tonight, I thought, she finally gets to feel it too. The truth never arrives like a thunderbolt. It's quieter, smaller, more patient. It starts with a detail you're not supposed to notice. Her sudden need for privacy, the way she angled her phone away from me, the late-night laughter that sounded wrong. Then came the stories, poorly stitched together, loose threads waiting for someone patient enough to pull. Just the girls, she had said, tossing her hair into that effortless knot, the one she knew I liked. We need a break, sun, spa, maybe a little wine, nothing crazy. I remember nodding. I also remember the Instagram notification that appeared a day later, auto-tagging her in a photo from a coworker's barbecue she'd claimed she never attended. A familiar figure behind her, half hidden, sunglasses on. Kevin. Married Kevin. Father of 2 Kevin. Gym at 6 a.m. Flirty smile in the office hallway Kevin. Her? Just a friend. A friend who suddenly had the same travel mug she did. The same new cologne lingering in her hair. The same brand of gum left in her car's cup holder. Small things. Tiny shifts. But betrayal never needs to scream to be heard. It whispers. It waits. It watches you pretend you don't see it. And I did, for weeks. Because silence is the most useful weapon a betrayed man can wield. Silence makes them careless. Silence lets them believe they're smarter than you. Silence softens their steps, right before the fall. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is emotional. Emotion blinds. Instead, I observed. Phone logs were easy. She used the same password for years. Birthdays make terrible passwords. I watched call durations stretch past midnight, always preceded by a message. Still awake? Her tone changed around me, a forced lightness, a brittle affection. A woman rehearsing her innocence in the mirror. I learned the flight number for her girls' trip. I looked up the seating chart. She had selected 2 seats, side by side, not window and aisle, together. Even her lies were lazy by then. I tracked her spending, hotel bookings, restaurant reservations, a boat tour for 2. Every transaction was a confession typed neatly into a bank statement. But I stayed calm. Calm is unsettling for guilty people. It creates space for their imagination to destroy them from the inside. I worked late at the office, keeping my distance, letting the suspicion grow in her eyes even before she knew why. Whenever she asked if something was wrong, I smiled. No, everything's perfect. Honesty, coded in calm, always sounds like a lie to a liar. I waited until the night before her trip. Waited until she believed she'd pulled it off. Then I played my final quiet move. I sent Kevin an anonymous message, just a screenshot of her flight itinerary, nothing else. People underestimate how fragile an affair becomes once both participants feel watched. I didn't need them to break apart. I just needed her to panic at the idea. And she did. The real confirmation arrived the morning she left, a photo from a coworker I barely spoke to. No context, just an image of her in the parking lot at work last week, Kevin's hand on her lower back. Gentle, familiar, claiming. I stared at it for a long moment. No anger, no surprise, only clarity. I printed the photo, folded it once, slid it into her luggage, tucked between her swimsuits, let her find it beside the ocean she planned to lie to me beside. Hours later, just after her plane landed, my phone lit up with her name. Then again. And again. No voicemail at first, just attempts, desperate ones. When she finally left a message, her voice cracked. "What did you do? Why did you say that? Who told you about Kevin? Please pick up. Please." The truth didn't break her. Knowing I knew did. I answered on the 5th call. Silence greeted me. Heavy, trembling, terrified. Finally, "Tell me what you want." I almost laughed. Almost. Instead, I said, "I want you to understand something." "What?" Her voice small, childlike. "You never fooled me." The line went dead quiet. Even the airport noise behind her faded. She started, but I cut her off. No explanations, no stories, no tears. A long breath on her end. I imagined her standing at the arrivals gate, luggage still warm from the tarmac, Kevin nowhere in sight. "Come home," she whispered. "We can talk. We can fix this." "I already fixed it." "What does that mean?" "It means the house isn't yours anymore." I heard her inhale sharply. "Your name was never on the mortgage," I continued. "You never noticed that detail. I did." A choked sound, a realization, a collapse. "Where am I supposed to go?" she asked. Her problem now, not mine. I sat on the porch after the call, watching the dark sky stretch itself over the neighborhood. The air felt clean, quiet, uncrowded. The kind of quiet that comes only after truth detonates and leaves nothing standing. I didn't feel triumphant. Revenge isn't triumph. It's release. She kept calling for another hour, then stopped. Good. I stood, closed the front door, and locked it. Not out of fear, just out of habit. A simple click. A physical line drawn. And as I walked through the house, the silence followed me like a loyal shadow. For the first time in months, it didn't feel threatening. It felt mine. Funny thing about betrayal, it doesn't change you. It just shows you who you were never meant to stay with, and who you are always capable of becoming.